Hi, I'm Kevin from Oasis Engineering, and today I'm going to show you how to rekit a fill valve. To rekit an Oasis fill valve, the first thing I recommend you do is go to the Oasis website and download the rekitting instructions. So go to www.oasisngv.com. The instructions will tell you everything you need, including the tools and equipment required to rekit the valve. So in this case what we have a valve. We've removed the nozzle and we've removed the feed and the vent pipes. So we've just got the fill valve there. And we've also got a fill valve kit, which you can order from Oasis, and a handle kit. If there's nothing wrong with the handle, you don't need a handle kit, you can reuse the handle that's on there already. So to start rekitting the valve, the first thing you do is remove the handle. And we do this by removing the two screws at the back edge. As such. One screw and then the second screw. We can then remove the two sides. So we have the vent side, which needs a 10mm spanner. Remove the locking tab and the washer, and the side will then just wiggle off as such. On the other side, we need a 13mm spanner, and do that. There is a locking tab on there, and for the purposes of this, the locking tab was up. Normally you would need a screwdriver just to undo the locking tab and get it off. So then we take off the second side as such. Once we've removed both sides, we can then remove the handle, and to do this we use an Allen key. We undo all the screws. You may have a different version of handles, and if you've got the type that doesn't have the screws on the side, then you don't remove the handle, you just pull it back a little bit, and that will enable you to get it off. If for whatever reason that handle has been damaged, then you can order replacement handles from us, which come in two pieces like that. Now what we need to do is remove the vent and the inlet, and to do this we need to put the valve in a vise. We haven't got a vise here, but you just have to imagine I'm putting this into a vise. And then the first thing is to take off this part here. As you can see, for the purposes of this exercise, we've already made these loose, but you remove that part, undo the cap, remove the cap as such, and you can remove the vent part and cap also. As such. So, once you've removed both caps, you can now see inside the valve, and in there what we have are the seats, the balls and the stems. The seat and the balls will fall out like that. The bottom ball seat, if you need to use a pick, just get underneath it and just pull it out as such. And there's an O-ring which sits at the back of the seat like that. To remove the stem, place your finger inside the valve, give it a push, and the stem will pop out. The last part to remove is the gland, and that just comes away like that. So on the fill side of the valve, we have now removed all the kit components, and we would do exactly the same on the vent side. The vent is just a smaller valve. To rekit, we take the brand new Oasis kit, And we make sure we've greased all the O-rings. The O-rings have been pre-greased, but if they've dried out for whatever reason, then we recommend you use any rubber O-ring grease. We use Rollco, but anything will do. So grease the O-rings, and then the procedure is exactly the opposite. So take the seat, put the O-ring at the back of the seat, drop that into place, O-ring first, so it goes all the way to the bottom. Take the stem, make sure the O-rings are greased, that is quite important on the stem. Take the stem, thread it in first, pop it into the hole. Once you've popped it through, use a pair of pliers, pull it into place, you'll feel it click. Then line up the stem so that the groove on the ball will go over the stem. Line them both up, drop the ball into place, wiggle the ball and the stem until you get it right. Move the stem 90 degrees and then the ball won't fall out. Take the second seat, put that into place with the O-ring on the back facing up. Take the cap. On the cap there is an O-ring. Replace the O-ring from the kit. Put the O-ring back on. And on the thread of the cap, we recommend you use thread seeds. We use Omega 99, but any type of thread seeds will do. Place the cap back onto the full side of the valve, and we recommend torquing the cap into place. But if you don't have a torque wrench, just make sure that is very, very tight. Similarly, on the vent side, you replace the vent cap. And again, we recommend you torque that into place. You need to remove the vent tube. But you torque that into place. If you haven't got a torque wrench, make sure it's very, very tight. Tighten up the vent nut. Then replace the fill tube. You then reassemble the handle. On one side of the handle, you'll notice there's cutouts, and the cutouts are there to fit over the vent tube as such. So take the handle, 4 pieces, place it together, screw all 4 nuts up so that it's nice and tight. As such, that's 3 and then 4. Then we reassemble the handle. So the first thing to do is make sure both the glands are over the stems. And we take each side of the handle, and you'll notice that one is slightly larger than the other, as one stem is slightly larger than the other stem. So take the larger of the handles, put it over the larger stem. Take the larger washer, spring washer, locking nut, and the nut, and torque that into place. If you haven't got a torque wrench, just nip it up. Don't make it too tight, otherwise it will squash the thrust. And then you bend over the locking tab, and then on the other side you do exactly the same on the smaller side. So you've got the spring washer, the locking tab and the nut. Again, you would torque that into place, and finally you fit the handle into place. and you screw this side into place. Then you screw the second side into place, check that it operates correctly, and you've now recreated the fill valve.